This is the story of Sugar Shane Mosley.
This is the story of Miguel Cotto.
This is the story of the hottest young rising gunslinger in the sport against a fully established superstar, a potential fight of the year.
The story of Shane Mosley is a love affair with boxing, and boxing has loved him back. The story of Miguel Cotto is that of the consummate professional, and his craft just happens to be prize fighting, and he happens to be damn good at it.
In the boxing hotbed of Puerto Rico, a new heir to a proud fighting tradition has risen. A 27-year-old undefeated welterweight ready to emerge from the shadow of a legendary predecessor.
I'm Miguel Cotto. I'm not Felix Trinidad. I want to write my own story.
5 months ago, this surging Puerto Rican took a new test in the ring. Zab Judah, a fearless former champion with nothing to lose. Miguel Cotto passed the test ferociously.
Move over, Tito Trinidad. There's a new superstar in Puerto Rico.
But in boxing, each rung of the ladder is harder to climb. And for Miguel Cotto, the next rung is Sugar Shane Mosley.
Cotto, to win this fight, would launch him into another stratosphere.
Beating Judah was good. Beating Mosley would be great.
Though you'd hardly know it from his quiet life training in the solitude of the California mountains, Shane Mosley is a 3-division champion. Boxing is the family business here. Shane is trained by his father Jack and paced by his 16-year-old son Shane Jr.
There you go.
He's been in the pro ranks for a decade and a half.
Shane Mosley is out hustling Oscar De La Hoya.
The only man to defeat the sport's biggest name twice. And following a series of crushing upset losses, recent impressive wins against worthy foes have shown the story of this champion is far from complete.
Another brilliant display by Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley is an elite fighter because he delivers. When it's time to step up, Shane Mosley wins.
This is the story of Miguel Cotto, a great young fighter who fights older than he is, against Shane Mosley, a great old fighter who fights younger than he is.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is the countdown for Cotto Mosley. When I was a kid, they would announce me, Sugar Shane Mosley. They knew that when they see me spar or fight, that it was something special about me. It wasn't hard to live up to the name at all, knowing that every time out, I'm going to give 100% all. The name just fit me.
It would be hard to find a place more serene than Big Bear, California. It's amid this tranquility where Shane Mosley transforms himself into a boxing warrior.
It's real crucial for me to separate myself so I can be in the frame of mind that I'm going to war, I'm going to fight, and so I can give my 100% best mentally and physically. That's why I'm up here in Big Bear, training to get away from all the elements that can take you away from being focused.
Far from any spotlight, Mosley says being just another friendly neighbor in this tiny town is the perfect cover for the boxer in training.
He's just a regular guy to us. He's not a celebrity.
It's sort of a special trip to come here because Jamie is a good friend of mine. I always come up here and hang out with the guys here.
I've always noticed Sugar Shane when he comes in, his piercing eyes, it's him, dead giveaway.
Everyone comes up here to get away from everything else. He's no different. If you can come up in the altitude, eat this food, and still train, you can kick anyone's ass.
He's always in such good shape. You've been watching him in that training camp? All the girls love it. He's the man. His wife doesn't love that fact.
Under whatever circumstance you were to meet Shane Mosley, you can only come away with one impression. This is a great guy. This is as as nice a person, as warm, charitable, generous, and gentlemanly a person as you're ever going to meet in any walk of life. It's fascinating that he is still able, when necessary, to generate a mean streak in the ring and come away victorious in big fights. If he were a little bit more of a jerk, he might have even been a greater fighter, but that just isn't who he was going to be.
Step over there.
Who Shane Mosley was going to be was determined at a young age when he first put on the gloves, with his father and future trainer Jack Mosley watching over him.
Jack never pushed Shane into boxing. Shane found boxing basically when he was a little bit older than a toddler and fell in love with it immediately.
Since he was 8 years old, we have that rapport where, I can tell him to do some things and he'll do it. Head by head. So there's no need to really holler and scream and fuss like some trainers do.
When I get in the ring, it's a reflection of him. He's not only a father, but a trainer, so he wants me to do the best.
Jack Mosley and Shane Mosley have a relationship which I always admired, was the best I'd ever saw in boxing, because Jack Mosley actually let his son grow up, and he always talked to Shane as if Shane was a young man, and that's what kept them together.
Father led son to over 250 wins as an amateur, and then championships in 3 weight classes as a pro, including a welterweight title on a memorable night in Los Angeles in 2000 over Oscar de la Hoya.
Shane Mosley is out hustling Oscar de la Hoya.
People are like, wow, who is this kid that moved up from lightweight to welterweight to win a world title? Now, not just the boxing world knew who I was, but outside the boxing world, they knew that Sugar Shane was the next guy.
For a time, Mosley was considered by many to be the best in the sport, pound for pound. But a pair of losses to Vernon Forrest and then Winky Wright made many wonder if his career was winding down. In 2006, though, Mosley beat Fernando Vargas twice. And earlier this year, he returned to the welterweight class to face Luis Collazo, a fighter 10 years his junior.
Basically, I had to pass the torch and move out the way for the younger guy. That's what everybody was saying. Now, I was a better man that night. I trained very hard. I got the job done.
Not only did he beat a fighter that was a younger fighter, but he beat the fighter at his own game, so he was actually too fast. Of all of the victories in Shane's career, the one that impressed me the most, more so than the fights with even Oscar de la Hoya, was his performance against Collazo.
Shane Mosley, being 36 is the new 30. And it's remarkable at his age that he can still outspeed younger fighters. He's like an old leading man who still gets the girl, the young girl, in the fight.
Camp Mosley bears little resemblance to the scene in Caguas, Puerto Rico.
Shane wants to work out by being quiet and stuff. Puerto Ricans like the noise. All the fighters here are training in public gyms. The gyms are packed, and Miguel is used to this. The little guys, all the children are watching. It's great to have somebody to look up to.
I'm coming from the same situation of those kids. I'm here in this gym since I was 11. I'm a part of this family. I like to stay here with them. Since everybody here was a kid with boxing, I think it's the national sport here in Puerto Rico.
It is a culture in Puerto Rico. We have already more than 50 world champions. And for us being such a small island, to be #1 in the world in anything, it's huge.
Boxers are celebrities in Puerto Rico. Whether they relish fame or not, if you are a very good boxer, you're going to have the public around you and you're going to have the media around you. Right now, Miguel Cotto is the most highly regarded active boxer in Puerto Rico. He's not the most beloved fighter out of Puerto Rico right now. That is Felix Trinidad, who was somebody who would pound his chest